Good morning, Cryptoland. This morning we're going to be selling some options for income. This is my real portfolio, my real account. We're getting very close to breaking out new all-time high. Selling options is one of those things where it's kind of easy in principle, but when the market goes against you, you got to know how to adjust. You got to know how to move. But this is a strategy that not enough people understand. We're currently using the Derive platform. You can get started with Derive with, probably as little as $1,000 or whatever. If you want to check out Derive, I'll put a link in the description. They're not sponsoring this video, but it is the platform that I use. If you use the link in the description, you will be supporting the channel. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We see our current account values $20,296, which is an all-time high for the week, essentially, or for the month. And our overall collateral is $20,756. We pay attention to our collateral. Our collateral is about to hit a new all-time lifetime high. The high before this number was 20,822, and we should be closing in on that this week, probably by the end of the week, if not the beginning part of next week. All right, so we have $2,776 in buying power, and let's take a look at our positions. Everything looks pretty good. Nothing needs to be adjusted. Let's take a look at the deltas on this position. So it's September 22nd, 2000. September 22nd, put 2014 delta. So I always try to buy when we're at 6 or 7 delta, 8 delta maybe. Try to stay away from 10 delta in most cases. That's my goal. When we get to 30 delta, then I have to adjust the position, roll it out to a later date, get a different strike price, give us more time for the option to work in our favor. But we're sitting at 14 delta. Normally, I don't like to use up my buying power if I'm at 15 delta, but we're at 14 delta. So, this is going to expire here in it's going to expire in a couple weeks. But I've got a lot of positions that are going to become available that are going to expire this coming Friday, and so these positions are all going to expire. So I have all this capital available. So even though I'm about to use up most of my buying power, I'm okay doing so. For a couple of reasons. I'm on the other side of the market. This is only sitting at a 14 delta. I'm going to sell above the market. So that works in my favor, even if the market pulls back a little bit and this position gets in a little bit of trouble. It still has a long ways to go to be in a lot of trouble. Plus, in a couple of days, 3-4 days, I'm going to have all of this buying power available to help me protect this position if I need it. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a look at our deltas. Okay, we're pretty close to delta neutral, so this may make us delta neutral today. The market's up a little bit, so we're going to sell calls. Let's go options. Let's go to calls. Let's see where we're at on calls. If I want to go to 2600, I can get a 7 delta. That's not going to quite get me to 1%. I got to turn on my. All right, so I just turned on my VPN, or I'm turning on my VPN. If you want to use a Torguard VPN, I'll put a link in the description. There is a code there where you'll get 50% off. All right. You would think I remember to turn on my VPN at some point, but I don't. All right. So let's go to calls. Okay, so that's actually almost 1% because the fee is kind of low there. And it's almost 1% with only 3 days to go. I mean, that's actually very tempting. You know what? I'm going to sell 2 here. I want to sell some more at later strikes as well. Let's go here. All right, let's review. So we picked up those at 26. And I'm always trying to get 1% a week. That's my goal. May not always get it, but I'm trying to. That's the goal. Because here we go. 28 delta on the 20th. Again, I like to see a lower Let me see what I can get on the 27th. On the 27th, I can get, see, that's not, I can get an 8 delta again. If I could get a 7 or 8, I would prefer it because it would get me closer to 3%, and I would be a 7-8, not a 6 delta. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? All right, so that would get me down to about roughly $6 minus the fees. And, that's about 2%. But I'm 2 weeks and a couple of days out. Conservatively, I could pull that off. Let's do this. This one would get me. So we're looking at a couple of days here, 2 weeks and 2 days. This would get me $9 roughly. That's about 3%. And this one would get me what's that? That's what is that going to be? Let's just say $8, $7.50, $7.60. It's a little bit better return in a shorter time period. All right. You know what? Here's the deal. Let's do this. Let's split it up. Let's do 2 here. Yep. That's going to give us 800 left. We'll do that. This is going to give us a variety of strike prices, a variety of expirations. So we're going to have a little bit of variety here overall, a diversification, if you will, a little bit. We're still selling calls, and I'm okay with that. Let's go here. Let's do 2.5. I'm going to literally use up all my buying power. 2.7. Come on, move a little bit. Come on. Oh, don't do that. Wrong direction. Okay, 2.5. All right, we'll do that one. So we got 3,000. We ended up with the 2,800 and the, where's it at? I think it's a 26 is what we ended up with. So let's go back to home. By the way, there's our collateral. We are $20 away from new all-time high. That's exciting. And we have over 90% chance that these new positions expire out of the money, which is great. Everything looks good. And let's just take a look over here. Airdrop, we've made some more fees. That's good. By the way, link in the description to Derive. You actually earn points when you make a deposit towards our DRV airdrop. All right, let's take a look at leaderboard. Where are we at? Just for fun. All right, we're ranked 193 on the overall leaderboard out of like 5,000, 5,600 users. All right. So we're done. We'll just keep waiting for these positions to expire. We'll keep an eye on Ethereum today. There's nothing else for me to do. All my positions right now, except for, let's see, maybe this one right here. Theoretically, all my positions are really, really good. This one here was at a 14 delta. If the market drops by 5%, I'm still going to be good here. If the market goes up by 10%, I'm good across the board. That's just based on today. Now, keep in mind, by tomorrow, there's going to be some theta decay on every position. So if the market stays the same today, it would have to move even further tomorrow to even threaten a position. Now, when I say if the market moves 10%, 5% down, this position could be in a little bit of trouble potentially. It just means I'm going to roll it out in the future. If the market dropped 20% today, then I would be in a lot of problems with all my puts. But you don't see a 20% market drop very often. And the good news is I'm sitting here at almost delta neutral, like very close to delta neutral. That means That means if the market goes down, over half my portfolio is doing really good because I've sold calls. If the market goes up an extreme amount, over half my portfolio is really good because I've sold puts. So our position feels good. We've got $12 in buying power, and we're gonna ride it out. And as there's more theta decay, some of this buying power gets released periodically. So that's how I'll be able to it looks like right now, oh, Wealth, you're not gonna be able to make any more trades or selling more options until Friday. No, no, no. As every day passes, I get some of this buying power back from some of these positions. It requires less margin essentially to secure that position because it's not going to be able to move but so much. All right. If you have any questions, go back to the beginning of this series. And if you want to find out how I'm using this strategy to grow my portfolio over the next several years, you want to find out how long would it take me to get to $1 million in this account? Not as long as you think. I mean, not as long as you think at all. Go ahead and watch the video on your end screen. And also, if you want to find out how I'm staking Ethereum to earn 20% APR, spoiler alert, I'll put that video on the end screen as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And do me a favor, if you appreciate this video, smash that like button. This is Crypto Wealth. I'm out.